About atomic Kotlin tutorial, and it's more everything about programming in Kotlin language. So in this tutorial I'll be talking about properties. Properties is a var or val that is a part of a class, right? Val is mutable, that means you can change the value of the property, whereas val is immutable, you cannot change the value of that property. Okay, you cannot change the value. So that's the concept, guys. So I will be talking about the properties, different properties of the class, and how to access that, and how to modify that, so and thus this is a simple example, as you can see here, with the property is a mutable property percentage full, and it's pretty much modified here, like it's assigning the with the new values. Previously it was 0, now it's 50, and you are also reassigning it with 100, and like you're printing out, right? So that's the simple concept of a property. So you can also have like other examples here. uh, okay, and finally, yeah, if you want to know more detail, you can pretty much go through this blog and pretty much read out everything. Okay, I don't want to waste my time reading all this thing, but I will directly go and to solve some exercises, so that you will try to get more deeper knowledge about the properties of the classes. So this is the first example, as you can see here. It's not doing anything, it's like just a property, and like pretty much modifying the property values, similar here. And it's like top level property. Also, you have to understand, like, whatever property which is defined outside is a top level property. So it's better to it's like, for example, it's a good practice to use a level property as a immutable, but not the mutable one, right? It's like kind of a bad anti-pattern. Okay, so it's not suggested to do that. And changing vowels is another example. It's pretty much simpler. And also, you have to be careful, like this val house, like you can change the property of an object which is like it's like a mutable, but you cannot change the object is itself, which is immutable, right? If you assign it as a val, that means this object house is immutable, so you cannot reassign a val to a new house because it's immutable. But you can change the property, because the properties are mutable, right? So that's the concept, guys. And so yeah, you cannot now because it's immutable. And also, another interesting thing is the reference. Like, for example, if you create a object, and if you reference the object with the created object to a new object, then pretty much whatever objects, like if you change the object, then automatically the new object that is referenced, you see here, is also changed, right? So this is also another interesting concept, guys. As you can see here, I have created object kitchen1 and kitchen2, but kitchen2 is taking a reference of kitchen1. So whatever happens in kitchen1 will be like automatically inherited by kitchen2, because it's like using a reference, right? So now let's not waste the time, let's solve the exercises. And like what it says, that create a class X that contains 3 int properties A, B and C. Okay, so now let's create a class called X that contains 3 int properties. So 3 int properties A, B and C is like a val A. So it is initialized to 3, as you can see here. Val B to 42 and C to 0. So C is a var, so it's mutable, C to 0. So now what it says is, in create and add a member function that sums function add sums A, B and assigns the result to C. The C will be A plus B, right? So write a main to test the x. So we have to test the x, right? So what it is doing, it's like should return an int and it should return the c. What I can do is pretty much print no, first I have to assign, I have to instantiate the create object of that class, right? And then pretty much I have to print and check out if the values are correct, right? So it's like x dot add, this should print out the added value of ab, that will be 45. So let's check out if the value is 45. Yeah, it's 45, so that's correct, guys. So let's go to the next exercise. Okay, so now in this exercise is about a robot. Object starts in 00 cell and can move right, left, up and down. Its location is stored as a pair of coordinates x, y, where 0 is a top left corner, and moving right increases the x coordinate, moving down increases the y coordinate, while moving left and up decreases the x and y coordinate. So we have to implement robot member function right, left, up and down, each of which takes a steps parameter. Also implement get location, which returns the robot coordinate as a string in the form of x and y. So this is the question, guys. So how to solve it? So first, so pretty much what it's doing is like pretty much printing out. So robot is a class, it has some kind of member functions here. So let's remove this. Okay, so let's assign x and y are coordinate values, right? So which is pretty much assigned to 0. And what I have to do is pretty much print z location is not printing out it, but it's gonna return a string of coordinates which is in this form, and x and $y. So it is pretty much printing out this one, right? This x and y. But whenever you move, you have to change the value, right? So when I move right, what it says is moving right increases the x, so increase the x. So let's increase the x here. So x plus equals to steps, so I increase the x. When I move down increases the y, I move down increase the y. So y plus equals to steps, I increase the y, right? And while moving left and up decreases x and y. Left decreases x, and I move up, you decreases the y, right? Y, so I decrease it. So yeah, that's it, guys. Pretty much if I check out, so it should print out this one as output. Yeah, that's it, guys. So what it's doing is like I get the location, that's the initial location is always 00, right? And then if I move right, if I call the object and move right, right to step 1, then while moving the right increases the x coordinate only. So I just increase the x coordinate, so that is just x here, right? 1 is, so it was from previously 0 and then it increased to 1. So now then I move to down to step number 2 with two steps. Then what it does is like down, it increases the y, so it increases the y to 2 steps, and like yeah, x is always 1 because x is already the 1. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's also correct, so we can go to the next exercise. Okay, so this exercise is pretty let's check out. Okay, robot can move within a square field of x. Okay, so now in this concept, like this question says that we have to move, or robot should move within a square field of size 100. So it's within this square field 100 by 100, so it should be pretty much like 100, right? You know, the maximum coordinate is 100. The border of the fields are looped, so that means it's only that 100. The robots can only move in this field size. The maximum field size is 100, so you can also like pretty much put the field equals to 100. You can also put assign as a val, because the field maximum field is always 100, right? And move up one step, it arrives to cell 01. So if you move up, that means if you move up, y coordinate is like it's like, you know, you just have to move up. When you move up, like you decrease the y coordinate, right? So you have to decrease in this way. So you cannot decrease and go to 100. Like if you want to move up in steps, you cannot decrease. Like you see here, it's moving up by one step, but it's not going to 100. Like it's going to 99. Okay, right? So when you are at 0 point, so yeah, it's pretty much like the fields are looped. So this is like pretty difficult problem. So we have to modify these functions: right, left, down, and up. Let's check out the hint. What it says, the hint, like, is write a auxiliary helper member function named cross boundary. So let's write a cross boundary function, helper function, to check the boundaries. This eliminates repetition and simplifies the resulting code. So yeah, it checks the cross boundary, and what it does is takes the steps. Yeah, pretty much what it does is like, if okay, this is a modulus value, then it has to modulus the result by field. So this is the modulus value, right? So this is a remaining value of the field, right? Whichever steps you go, if it is a modulus of 100, whatever remaining value, if this remaining value is greater than 0, I should print out the field, right? So I should print out the yeah, I should print out the field that is pretty much no, I should not print out the field. I should pretty much, what I have to do here is field minus plus remaining, else remaining. Okay, if it is less than 0. Okay, so then what I have to do is pretty much I have to assign this with the cross boundary, pass the x. Okay, it has to also return a value, right? So okay, pass x, cross boundary x, y to cross boundary y, y to cross boundary y. So let's check out if this is working, guys. Yeah, that's it, guys. So yeah, you can see here, so it's printing out pretty much 00 at the first and 099 at the second time. Yeah, when it moves to the step 1, and then when it moves to the step number 10, left of step number 10. So when you go move to left, that means you decrease your x coordinate, right? So you decrease your x coordinate by 10, so that means it becomes 90, from 100 to 90. And then yeah, that's it, guys. And okay, so guys, that's it. It's working, and this is what it is. So finally, let's go to the next exercise. What it says is like, you can master your IDE, extract the property. How many times did you use the constant 100 in the code for the previous task? The better to place constant in the val so that they are easy to change. It's a requirement change so that the field size is 1000 by 1000. So it's error prone to change the constant in more than one place. It's too easy to change in one place and forget to change elsewhere. So right, so whenever you have a constant, you just want to change it only once, right? Instead of changing in multiple times in multiple places. So when a constant is in multiple places in a code, it's wise to extract it into a property. So IntelliJ IDE allows you to do this automatically. Select a constant 10, okay, then quotient and extract property action. You can use command option F to extract a property I counter, and now I extract the property which is called property 10. Sorry guys, it's 10. And now replace at all occurrences already set. So if I replace, you see property 10 is 10, and it's already changed. So you don't need to change it multiple times. You just need to change like 10 to 100 here, and it's more automatically changed here, right? So this is about some simple tips about your IDE. And that's it, guys. And I hope you like this tutorial, and if you really like this tutorial, please consider subscribing it so that it will help me to create more and more tutorials. And thank you, and catch you up in the next topic and next tutorial. Thank you.